What is going on, guys? It's the boy Gamers Goon here today to talk about the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Now, this was an early birthday gift to me, as my birthday is today, but I've got to say, WWE, guys, kind of disappointed. And there might or might not be a little bit of competition with what AEW might offer me in about 6 days, WWE. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for that review, everybody. I hope you guys are ready. Prediction video will be up later this week, along with the AEW Double or Nothing review. But as for now, we are not going to talk about AEW, and we are going to talk about Money in the Bank. Now, I wanted to sit around and kind of let this show sit on me for a while, because my initial reaction to the show is, what did I just watch? This was horrible. And I've been gauging reactions on Twitter. We have a bunch of people who say it was a horrible show, and we have a good number of people saying it was one of the best shows that they've seen. And I understand where they're building their argument off of, but the show was not good at all. The show was, I'm sorry to say it, the show was awful. The show was awful. The pre-show started off with the Usos and Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan in the pre-show. I was under the impression that this would be either a title match of some sort or something of that nature, but for some reason we have the Usos fading Daniel and Rowan, champions, mind you, without the titles on the line on the pre-show, and the champions lose. So that's the first oof moment there. Now actually, I do want to go through my text messages real quick, because me and my friend were debating something. Okay. So this was not the match that I'm thinking of, but this pay-per-view looked very sloppy. So we'll talk about that when we get to the matches that had sloppy parts to it. But the Usos beat Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan in 11 minutes. This match had like 3 commercials in it. Couldn't really get behind it. I'm sorry. I love the Usos. I actually have my Usos hat right over here. Let me go grab it real quick. Usos hat, boom. And AJ's hat can go there. But anyways, like I said, I'm an Usos guy. And I gotta say, I didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry. I know it's hard to believe I can not like an Usos match. I know Twitter. If I'm a fan of somebody, that means I must love all their matches. No. That just because I'm a fan of them does not mean they're not open to critique. Freaking idiots. The main show started off with Bayley, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose, Naomi, Natalya, and Nikki Cross, who replaced Alexa Bliss. Now, this match went awful. I saw on Twitter people were praising this match, saying that Carmella had a good spot, or Dana Brooke looked good, or Mandy looked good, or Naomi had some good spots, or Natalya had a couple good, Nikki looked good. I'm sorry. This match did nothing for me. This match was sloppy. I've seen a lot of other people say that the match was sloppy. I'm not the only one to agree with myself, but this match really came off pretty sloppy. The only good part, actually there's 2 good parts to this match. Ember Moon hit an Eclipse. She jumped from the ladder on the outside and hit an Eclipse onto, I don't even remember who, in the middle of the ring. That was beautiful. I loved that spot. And then when Bayley ended up winning, Sonya Deville tried to carry Mandy Rose up the ladder to help Mandy Rose become victorious. I thought we were about to see something where James Ellsworth situation where Sonya gets the briefcase and tosses it on down, but that wasn't the case. Bayley won, thankfully. Bayley got up to the top of the ladder with Sonya and Mandy Rose at the top. Kind of gave him a stare down, pushed him off. Bayley wins Money in the Bank. Missed Money in the Bank. When will she cash in? I wonder when. Next, we have another botch. Actually, it's the first botch of the night. We have Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe. Now, I was seeing some things on Twitter and on just people in general telling me that the Rey Mysterio Samoa Joe ending was planned. Wasn't planned. My bad. They said that since Samoa Joe got busted open, the roll-up was necessary. I don't think that's the case. I think this was a planned move. Samoa Joe had his arm up. Samoa Joe did get busted open, as I said. Rey Mysterio won, but the ref's count was kind of sloppy, kind of fast, looked weird. Didn't really count Joe the proper way. He had a good angle on Joe, so it made no sense to ask why he couldn't see that Joe's shoulder was clearly up. He should have been on the other side. It looked horrible from that. Guess what? The next match, another botch. Can you believe it? Next we have Shane McMahon versus The Miz. Shane McMahon won this match. I know. 50-50 booking is not a thing anymore, apparently. I thought The Miz was going to go over. But in this match, I think The Miz won. Because last time I checked, a steel cage match has zero rules. Steel cage match. The only rule is if you escape the cage and your feet hit the floor, match is over. Game over. You win. You can win by pinfall or submission inside the ring. But the ropes don't break anything. Throwing somebody in the steel cage, fair game. And the ref in this match, there was one spot that The Miz hit a skull-crushing finale. And Shane McMahon, laying down, Miz goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Shane didn't kick out. He put his leg onto the rope. The ref stopped the count. I was like, do you guys know that this is not how this match works? A steel cage match literally takes away the entire purpose of it being a match normally where it can break the count. It's supposed to be a physical match. It's not supposed to be, oh, if I do this, I can weasel my way out. No, you have to kick out. What? I don't know who booked this match, but that was horrible. And yet to mention, this match wasn't even good in the first place. There was one spot where, Shane McMahon went to do the coast to coast. Didn't come close. Horrible. Then we had Shane McMahon climb up to the top multiple times, mind you, for The Miz just to keep bringing him, throwing him off, suplex up the top. This was getting a pop from the crowd. I was getting mad at the crowd for a moment. And then Shane gets up, weasels his way over again. Miz trying to grab his hair, trying to keep him. Grabs the shirt, pulls the shirt right off. And Shane falls right to the ground and wins. I was like, really? They had a 13-minute cage match. A 13-minute steel cage match. And I did not pop once. Not once. And they had Shane McMahon, a daredevil. One of the guys I thought was going to do something crazy. I thought Shane McMahon was going to get thrown off the top back into the ring. I thought he was going to get thrown off the top into an announcer table. Something crazy. Jumps off the top to finish off The Miz. None of it happened. Shane won clean. For the second time in a row. Shane won clean. Shane beat The Miz. A professional wrestler got beat by a general manager 2 times in a row. Clean. That got on my nerves. Forget the reffing situation. That got on my nerves. Really? Whoever booked that crap should be fired immediately. Now, this next match, I actually did not hate. I kind of felt bad for the cruiserweights in this match. I saw a couple videos going around on Twitter, obviously. Nobody is that into the cruiserweights, and it was pretty noticeable. They had a whole line, literally, each section, like section 104, 107, all these groups of sections were literally filing a line to go to the concessions or go to the restroom. I was like, wow, nobody cares whatsoever. It's not their fault, though. It's not their fault. It's not the fans' fault, and it's not the cruiserweight's fault. This is what Vince McMahon gets. You finally give the cruiserweights the platform to excel. They're finally on the main show. This is their first big break, really. They've always been on the pre-show. Nobody's ever watched them. Nobody tunes in to see the cruiserweights. You should have been putting them on the main event of Raw a couple of weeks. Maybe throw them in on a Raw. Put them on the main show more than just now. It's a little too late for all that, Vince. It's a little too late. Tony Nese and Ari Daivari, like I said, had a pretty good match. There was a good sequence for Tony Nese where he just kept dodging moves from Ari Daivari. Tony Nese did pick up the victory, and I thought that match went over pretty well, but there was nobody in the crowd, so kind of counterintuitive, if you ask me. My favorite part, and it's not because Becky's in it, it's because Lacey's in it, and I love making all these Lacey fans just angry. So, Becky beat Lacey, as you guys could imagine. She won by the disarm her in 8 minutes. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord that Lacey Evans is not the women's champion. Way too soon for Lacey. She should have been in NXT for a much longer time. But right after that match, we get thrown into Charlotte. She comes prancing down to the ring, big old smile. She realizes this is her opportunity. Becky ends up fighting Charlotte right after, and Charlotte ends up beating Becky. But, mind you, she had to get help. Charlotte had to go enlist help from Lacey Evans. And this is the part that got me a little angry. You want to know the move that costed Becky her SmackDown Live Women's title? The same move I said, if it cost her the Raw Women's title, I will be mad. Yeah, the woman's right. The woman's right. Yeah, a punch. She got punched by Nia, walked around the whole stadium bleeding, and that turned around her whole career, and she's getting knocked out by freaking Lacey Evans. Hey, yo, creative! Fix that. That's horrible. That is horrible. And that led into Bayley. Bayley came out to save. Bayley ends up taking out Lacey. She takes out Charlotte. Charlotte tries to go for a spear, misses. Bayley is ready to cash in. Bayley is calling for it. She lays Charlotte in the middle, goes for the elbow drop. 1, 2, 3. We have another new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Bayley is your SmackDown Live Women's Champion, and the first ever Triple Crown Champion. There you go. She won the tag one, she won the other 2 main roster ones, and she won the NXT Women's title. So, there you go. Grand Slam, Bayley, whatever you want to call it. Triple Crown, whatever. I don't care. Either way, Bayley got her victory. As I said, I wouldn't mind Bayley being the one walking out, but I think they went about it the wrong way. Charlotte Flair should not have been the one to beat Becky Lynch. It should have been Bayley. I just don't like that. I don't. I tweeted this out. I said something along the lines of Bayley should have beat Becky. Becky should have beat Charlotte. And I was getting people were coming. They were like, "Whoa, how could you have a face cashing in on a face?" It's not about that. Bayley doesn't have to be a heel. She doesn't have to be a heel. She doesn't have to cash in on a heel. This is an opportunistic moment. Bayley is fighting for Bayley. She doesn't have to turn against Becky. She doesn't have to do any of that. Charlotte beat Becky. Or actually, Becky beat Charlotte. Lacey got beat by Becky. But Becky has nothing left. So Bayley is being an opportunistic baby face, cashes in, gets the victory. She can still be a face. It's an opportunity. It is an opportunity. It is not a heel tactic in this situation. Yes, if Bayley were to come out after the match and attack Becky Lynch from behind or come in during the middle of the match, that's a heel tactic. But if she lets Becky win and then comes out and says, "You know what? Let's throw on a third one. A third one." Even if the match doesn't go long, maybe it goes 20 seconds, like Charlotte Bayley, it doesn't matter. She got her she got her babyface opportunity and she won. It is not that hard to book that. I am sorry, I did not figure the way they went about getting Bayley the title the best, but I am glad that Bayley is our SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Next, we had a Roman Reigns Elias segment where they wasted everybody's time. The match lasted 10 seconds. Literally 10 seconds. Roman beat Elias. I don't care. Next, we had Lars come out. Lars busted his head open on one of the Lucha House Party members, and there you go. Woo. Next, we had Rollins and AJ Styles. This was my match of the night. The only match that I thought really went flawlessly. Rollins and AJ Styles had a very good match on Money in the Bank. I know that they still can do more. Obviously, I figure that these are two of the top guys in the world. I wouldn't say they are the top guys because Kenny Omega is still there, but they're definitely the two best in the WWE right now. And they put them against each other on Money in the Bank, and it went off pretty well. I'll say it was a great match. It was a great match so far. That was the best match of the night by far. But guarantee you that if they see each other down the line, they can put on another great match that can easily up this one. But this match kind of gave you a taste for what they can do in the future when Seth Rollins beat AJ Styles. And I think this story is going to end with the club being AJ Styles' lackeys, and AJ Styles is going to be a heel, becoming the WWE Universal Champion. So this next match was Kofi and Kevin Owens. I didn't mind this one. For me, this was probably the third best match on the show, outside of the men's Money in the Bank one, which we'll talk about in a minute. But Kofi and Kevin Owens, they had a pretty good singles match. The match only went 14 minutes, got the job done. Kofi ended up winning off Kevin Owens after hitting his SOS. So Kofi Kingston is victorious against Kevin Owens. I could see it continuing, but I don't think it's going to continue for right now. I think we'll pick up on it a little bit later once we get Big E back into the situation. So now it's Money in the Bank. The men's Money in the Bank. It is headlining the show. So in this match, we have Ricochet. We have Randy Orton, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Ali, Andrade, and Sami Zayn got hurt before the match. Sami Zayn wasn't there. Sami Zayn was not there. Sami Zayn got replaced by Brock Lesnar, of all people. This match went off flawlessly. This match was great. We had Ali have multiple great spots. At one point, Ali was standing at the top of the ladder, and I thought he was winning. Andrade. Think of Andrade. This man is insane. He hit a sunset flip powerbomb onto Finn Balor. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. The ladder did not break for Finn Balor, so Finn Balor bounced up off the ladder. It looked horrible, but that was beautiful. That was beautiful. There was another one that he hit. I don't even know who it was on. I don't even know the name of the move. He did the flip off the top. Well, it's kind of like an inverted rock bottom where he goes back but does a flip with it. I don't know what it's called, but that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Come on. Don't you recognize this? Baron Corbin. I'm not gonna say Baron Corbin should have been the one to win this match, but Baron Corbin, he had more going for him. Drew McIntyre, a guy everybody thought is a Vince guy. Balor, he had a couple great spots. Randy, he had a beautiful spot. I don't even know who it was off on, but he hit an RKO off somebody off the ladder. And then Ricochet did his flips. He did his thing. Ricochet looked great. And the one to win at the very end, with Ali standing up on the top ladder. Ali has his hands on the briefcase. And then Lesnar's music hits. I'm like, oh, please, Ali, just take it. Take it, please. Ali just is in shock. His arms just fall down. He's just staring. Lesnar comes, shoves the ladder over. Lesnar climbs up to the top. Lesnar ends the show. Mr. Money in the Bank. I felt horrible. I felt sick to my stomach after this. We have Ali. Somebody who could have been elevated to the next level. A guy that they thought could have been in Kofi Kingston's spot that Kofi is currently in. Andrade, a guy that everybody acclaims as being one of the best in the company. Then we have Baron. He could be elevated to a new level. He's still young. He's like 32. Drew hasn't been up. He's been kind of wavering in the mid-card, but that could have elevated him. Balor. Even Balor would have worked. Could have been a chance at a double championship. Randy. Even Randy would do better. I understand Randy can get a title shot whenever he wants, but Randy is somebody that the fans want to see. And Ricochet. Everybody loves Ricochet. Ricochet could have easily won that ladder match, and everybody would have went home happy. But they gave us Brock Lesnar, and they wonder why ratings are dropping. I saw a few people say that the Brock Lesnar move was good. I just can't relate. I don't like that they gave Brock Lesnar this Money in the Bank contract, especially at the cost of Sami Zayn, and especially at the cost of all these up-and-comers that were in this match. And the thing I'm hearing is, the reason they did this, believe this or not, is for the Saudi show. They did this. They gave Brock Lesnar Money in the Bank so he can cash it in at Saudi. Waste it! Waste it! Forget the whole year. Forget the next year. We're going to waste both of them in a month. Okay, I'm fine with the Bayley thing. It made sense. Bayley cashing in made sense. It was the perfect moment for Bayley to cash in. Great. But Brock? Brock's cashing it in next month, most likely. And then he's going hostage. He is not going to bring that title back. I hope Seth wins. I hope Lesnar fails. And I can't believe I'm saying that. I love to see Money in the Bank cashed in. That's one thing I love to look forward to. We don't get it this year. We don't get it this year because they gave it to a part-timer that has no business having that briefcase. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. It's your boy GamersGoon. I am out. I will see you guys at the AEW preview later this week.